Anxiety Workbook. Free cure for anxiety disorder and depression symptoms, panic attacks and social anxiety relief without medication and bills. By Sandra Williams. Introduction. I want to thank you and congratulate you for downloading the Anxiety Workbook, Free Cure for Anxiety Disorder and Depression Symptoms, Panic Attacks and Social Anxiety Relief without Medication and Bills. This book contains all the information you need to address any anxiety disorder you may be suffering from adequately. Are you always anxious to the extent of even not being able to utter a word when you meet new people? Do you even have a hard time asking strangers for directions? Do you always find that you have secluded yourself because you are afraid of interacting with other people, thinking that they may judge you or reject you? Is this extreme anxiety affecting your life such that you cannot live the life that you would want to? Don't worry, because you are not alone in this. Statistics indicate that 18% of the US population suffers from one anxiety disorder. This book has effective strategies for dealing with anxiety, depression, and panic attacks. Once you read this book, you will be in a better position to address your anxiety and live a happy and fulfilling life. Thanks again for downloading this book. I hope you enjoy it. As a way of saying thanks for your purchase, I'm offering a free report that's exclusive to my readers. Do you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks while shopping, driving or at work? Great. Click here to get free audio to end anxiety and panic attacks fast. Or simply go to my website here, http://projecteaserlife.com/end-anxiety. Chapter 1, What is Anxiety? Before we can even know about the different types of anxiety and effective ways to cure anxiety, it is paramount that we first understand what anxiety is and where anxiety stops being just anxiety and becomes an anxiety disorder. Anxiety can be described as a normal reaction to stress, which may be beneficial or destructive based on the reaction levels. This means that anxiety per se is not bad, as it helps us to deal with challenging situations. However, if you are too anxious such that anxiety affects your whole life and controls you, then there is a problem. When simple anxiety becomes a full-blown anxiety disorder, you become constantly worried and have overwhelming worries and fear. Anxiety disorders are quite many, hence, we will look at the different anxiety disorders in order for you to understand anxiety disorders further. Types of anxiety disorders. There are many different anxiety disorders ranging from panic disorder to obsessive-compulsive disorder. Let us look at these disorders in greater detail. Panic disorder. If you suffer from this type of disorder, you tend to experience feelings of terror striking you suddenly and more often, without a warning. You can also experience other symptoms such as chest pain, feeling of choking similar to heart attack, sweating and palpitations. The latter condition is characterized by irregular and strong heartbeats. Social anxiety disorder. The disorder may make you feel extremely self-consciousness or make you worry too much about your daily social affairs. Such worries may revolve around fear of being ridiculed, being judged by others, or fear of bad behavior that may cause embarrassment. Generalized anxiety disorder. If affected by this type of disorder, you face unrealistic and excessive tension or worries, even in circumstances where there is nothing much to worry about. Specific phobias. Specific trigger situations or objects such as fear of flying, seeing snakes or high heights, characterize such fears. However, you tend to experience exaggerated levels of fear that do not depict the causative agent. You may even be unable to leave the house because of fear of being in a crowded place, such as in the case of agoraphobia. Obsessive-compulsive disorder. This type of anxiety disorder may make you experience unusual fears or thoughts, causing you to do various compulsions, repetitive behaviors. At first, you may fail to realize that you are faced with unrealistic obsessions as you try to stop them or ignore them altogether. However, You just feel motivated to do compulsive acts so as to lessen your feelings or stress. The condition occurs often regardless of how hard you try to avoid it. A common type of obsessive-compulsive disorder is the fear of getting germs, so you go to extreme lengths to ensure that everywhere you stay is absolutely clean. Post-traumatic stress disorder. This type of disorder is caused by a terrible event, resulting into severe anxiety, nightmares, flashbacks and uncontrollable thoughts revolving around the terrible event. The condition may affect you for a short duration after going through traumatic experiences, though it may also traumatize you for several months or years if not addressed adequately after the traumatic event. Now that you understand more about anxiety disorder, let us know who may be at risk of suffering from various anxiety disorders. Who is at risk? Various anxiety disorders affect about 40 million American adults aged 18 years or older. This constitutes 18% of the total population. According to statistics, you are more likely to suffer from an anxiety disorder if you are a woman. Actually, women are 60% more likely to experience the condition than men are. Statistics from the National Survey based on the mental health of adolescents found out that among teens aged 13-18, about 8% have an anxiety disorder. The sad part about teens being diagnosed with an anxiety disorder is that of all the teens affected by the disorder, only 18% receive mental health care. Among children, it is hard to tell if a child is suffering from an anxiety disorder since the symptoms are mostly evident after the age of 6. How do you know if you have an anxiety disorder? Let us find out next. Chapter 2, Signs and Symptoms. The signs and symptoms will usually vary depending on the anxiety disorder. However, below are the common symptoms. Excessive worry. You experience persistent anxious thoughts repeatedly that results into suffering and your inability to undertake your day-to-day tasks. Sleep problems. You may occasionally become awake, agitated or worried the whole night thinking about various things. In addition, you may tend to experience fatigue and an unstable mind characterized by inability to calm down. Irrational fears. You have extreme fear that is unbearable and disruptive. Well, all this is because of heightened exaggeration of the actual problem. You may for instance not want to go out of the house into crowded places since you are afraid if something happens, you will be unable to escape. You may thus end up staying in the house and even not able to attend important appointments like the doctor's appointments. Muscle tension. This symptom is very evident especially if you have lived with anxiety for so long. You are likely to experience muscle tension when doing such things like flexing muscles throughout your body, clenching jaw or balling fists. As you may not handle your anxiety levels appropriately, you may often feel wrecked, irritable and restless. Chronic indigestion. Anxiety and irritable bowel syndrome often go hand in hand, and anxiety may make the other condition to worsen. Chronic indigestion characterized by bloating, gas, constipation, stomachache, cramping, and diarrhea has been linked to anxiety. You need to understand that your gut is sensitive to psychological stress contributing to anxiety. Too much self-consciousness. Attending social or family meetings may sometimes make you feel anxious, resulting in problems such as sweating, nausea, difficulty in talking, trembling or blushing. Such a feeling may hinder effective communication or your ability to build and sustain relationships. Panic. You may experience panic attacks that may bring about breathing problems, numbness, pain, sweating, fast heartbeat or feeling hot or cold. Having panic disorder contributes to anxiety in that you aren't sure of when the next attacks take place and how to avoid them. Flashbacks. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is normally caused by traumatic or disturbing events such as sudden death of a friend, violent encounters, etc. You may experience flashbacks of the event, and this may cause you to relive the event each time. You may then try to avoid any reminder of a tragic event you faced, or avoid places prone to attacks, Other symptoms include self-doubt, compulsive behaviors, dizziness and inability to remain calm. While you may relate with these symptoms, you may not actually know the specific cause of your anxiety disorder. Remember that the first step to dealing with any anxiety disorder is to know what causes it so as to address the root cause of the problem rather than the symptoms. Chapter 3, Causes of Anxiety Disorders. The definite cause of anxiety disorder is not known, as the condition may even occur without any apparent reason. However, some factors have been identified to be major contributors to anxiety disorders, such as genetics. This relates to the genetic material inherited from your parents, which influences various processes in your body. If you suffer from genetically driven anxiety problem, your entire or part of the family may have probably suffered from an anxiety disorder. Childhood/past traumas. If you have ever experienced abuse, violent attacks or death of a parent, you tend to be more prone to anxiety disorder as you grow up. If you have genetic composition that is prone to anxiety attacks, environmental factors such as a traumatic event may trigger occurrence of the condition. Stress. Having major problems that may cause you to be stressed may contribute to anxiety. Such problems may include a family dilemma or crisis in a job. The anxiety, however, does not just go away even when the initial problem ceases. You start viewing even the easy-to-deal-with stress as impossible to deal with. Mental problems. If you suffer from mental health problems such as schizophrenia or depression, you may also develop general anxiety disorder, GAD. I am sure you are now aware where your anxiety disorder may be stemming from. Let's now see how you can deal with any anxiety disorder you may be suffering from. Chapter 4, Herbal Remedies. The cure for anxiety disorders involves the safe and drug-free treatments ranging from your mind-body techniques to dietary remedies and herbal teas. Some remedies are effective over a short period, while others take some time to control your symptoms. Kava. This herb is considered the king of natural anxiety treatments, being an effective herb that works as prescription anxiety treatments. This herb has an active ingredient known as cavalactones, known for improving the functionality of important neurotransmitters and serotonin levels. Due to the effectiveness of kava, it's recommendable not to take it alongside other herbal supplements. Taking kava with alcohol has also been found to damage the liver. Do not take the herb from kava teas and droplets sold by grocery stores, as these might not offer the required benefits. You should take the kava herb with butter or other food, since kava is fat-soluble. The required dosage is about 300 mg per day. This herb has no side effects, especially when taken as directed, and does not cause withdrawal symptoms or pose addiction risk. Chamomile. Well-prepared chamomile tea has been found effective in calming down anxiety-related symptoms. Chamomile contains an active substance known as matrix recutitor that helps in bonding your brain receptors in a similar manner as drugs. The easiest way to take chamomile is to obtain the dried chamomile flower extract, make herbal tea by dissolving in hot water and drink for a few months. Green tea. Green tea contains an amino acid known as L-theanine that has been found to stimulate relaxation and alertness. L-theanine has been discovered to reduce anxiety as well as regulate blood pressure and the heart rate. Taking about 200 mg of L-theanine can actually help you feel more focused and calmer. Green tea is the best source, though you need to take about 5 to 10 cups of the tea daily. Hops. This is a kind of sedative substance commonly found in beer, though in ineffective form. To ensure you benefit from this bitter herb, you need to make a tincture. Hops' healing power is available in its volatile oil that's very bitter in taste. You can combine with mint or chamomile to make herbal tea. However, if you are under prescription of another sedative, avoid taking hops or other related supplements. Valerian. This herb is used to address sleeping problems such as insomnia. The herb smells quite nasty and is therefore usable in tincture form. To try the valerian, make a tincture by extracting the herb into a tincture and then combining with other herbs such as lemon balm, chamomile or hops. A tincture is a highly concentrated herbal extract that is made using alcohol and chopped herbs like oil, flowers or powdered stem. Passion flower. The herb is a sedative that helps to address nervous restlessness. Passion flower can help relieve anxiety in a similar manner as prescription drugs. When taking such sedatives, do not take other prescriptions to avoid drowsiness and sleepiness. You shouldn't however take the herb for longer than 1 month. Chapter 5, Dietary Recommendations. In addition to the herbal remedies, there are effective dietary recommendations that you need to embrace in order to address your anxiety problems. Let us look at these recommendations. Eat breakfast. Doctors have found out that skipping breakfast can actually make your anxiety problem worse. This is because you have been sleeping for around 8 hours and your body does not have adequate energy, so not eating in the morning means that you are not providing the body with adequate energy. As such, you are likely to be grumpy, which is recipe for worsening of anxiety. Eat a diet rich in eggs to achieve a satiating effect while offering protein and choline. Having low levels of choline is related to increasing anxiety. Eat omega-3 fatty acids. Taking about 2.5 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids for a period of 12 weeks can offer many benefits in relieving anxiety. The most recommendable form of omega-3 is the dietary form, especially for the cold water and oily fishes like salmon. Take a 6-ounce piece of a grilled wild salmon that contains around 3.75 grams. Other sources of amino acids are mussels, sardines and anchovies. Take more magnesium. Although this mineral is high in traditional diets, whole food diets, it is slowly declining, especially due to increased use of modern farming methods and other food production processes. Magnesium is a cofactor in more than 300 enzymes in your body, regulating a number of biochemical functions in your body. Magnesium is also required by the body to synthesize DNA and monitor the heart rate. Thus, in order to combat anxiety, you need to take adequate levels of magnesium. To increase the level of magnesium in the body, try using a cup of soy milk, cup of boiled spinach, a medium banana, cup of black beans and an ounce of cashew nuts or almonds, roasted. In order to boost your mood, you should incorporate foods such as milk, poultry, sesame seeds, oats, nuts and bananas into your diet. These types of foods do have tryptophan that assists the brain to synthesize the required serotonin, a neurotransmitter. This serotonin is useful in boosting calmness and general well-being. On the other hand, you should reduce intake of caffeine and alcohol by over 50%, followed by a further reduction of 10% daily. This is because alcohol, which many victims of general anxiety disorder turn to for relief, actually leads to anxiety. Likewise, caffeine contributes to anxiety and further worsens the condition of those with the disorder. Chapter 6, Other Ways of Dealing with Anxiety. Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT. This is one of the most effective methods of treatment as it has proven to work for over half of the people with general anxiety disorder. The therapy is based on the reasoning that specific ways of thinking may fuel or trigger medical problems such as anxiety. Your therapist can assist you get used to your thought patterns, by identifying the harmful and false ideas directly contributing to anxiousness. You are therefore able to change your way of reasoning and avoid such ideas. This therapy should be done in weekly sessions, each being 50 minutes each, for a couple of weeks. Apart from the active part of the therapy, you are given assignments between sessions. For instance, your therapist may request you to maintain a diary of your common thoughts, especially those occurring when you become anxious or develop other symptoms. The aim is to change any harmful behavior such as the phobias, which cause negative response to feared objects. The therapist adopts various ways of changing this behavior depending on your condition or other circumstances. The benefit of this remedy is that it aims at changing both your thoughts and behaviors. Reflexology. This remedy is based on the belief that applying pressure to certain areas of the hand can ease anxiety or stress. Experts in reflexology do manipulate the pressure points in ways that results into a calming effect. Magnet therapy. This remedy is also known as magnetotherapy, performed by positioning different magnets on your body. This effect can move elements around the body, offering you therapeutic properties. Meditation. Performing the right type of meditation can offer calmness to your mind. Being in a restful mood is the most natural way of eliminating anxiety and stress. Your body is adapted to naturally fight stress and anxiety during normal sleeping time, a process that is interrupted by many processes such as insomnia when you have anxiety. Transcendental meditation, trademark, is one of the most recommendable techniques, offering relaxation to the brain and body. When meditating, you are likely to experience unusual calmness and alertness. These act directly to combat fatigue and stress. In transcendental meditation, you need to sit at a comfortable position with your eyes closed, and then silently repeat a mantra, which can be a word or a phrase. You can make an effort of practicing this meditation technique 15 to 20 minutes daily. The good thing about this meditation technique is that it does not require any logical reasoning or concentration. You only practice normal breathing technique while just focusing on repeating the mantra. The best time for transcendental meditation is at the afternoon before dinner or in the morning before breakfast. Exercise. Exercising is a safe way to relieve the brain while easing symptoms of anxiety and depression. When you are physically fit, you tend to have high self-esteem and feel healthier. This often combats worries brought about by health or illness issues. Exercising is even more effective in reducing anxiety in people who are out of shape compared to the physically fit. Similarly, if you have higher levels of anxiety, you are even more likely to benefit from exercising. The most effective type of exercising is aerobic exercises, which involve activities such as running, biking or swimming. Anaerobic exercises such as weightlifting are not as effective. To ensure that you get the most benefits from exercising, ensure you adopt a long-term technique, such as a 12-15-week-long exercise program. Now that you know how to deal with any anxiety disorders, let us see how you can address depression effectively. Chapter 7, Cure for Depression Symptoms. Just like anxiety, depression is a mood disorder that results into constant disinterest and sadness. This means it greatly interferes with the way you behave, think or feel, and can lead to various physical and emotional problems. The most common psychological symptoms of depression include low self-esteem, feeling guilt-ridden, being anxious or worried and feeling hopeless and helpless. In extreme cases, you can experience suicidal thoughts or thoughts of harming yourself. To naturally cure depression, you need to follow the below guidelines. Understand your depression. You need to know the exact cause of your depression symptoms, in case it's an underlying medical condition that requires urgent treatment. You also need to know how serious your condition is, which may dictate the type of treatment you need. Understand that depression may take some time to treat, as different approaches are needed for various kinds of depression. Seek social support. Depression is best eliminated by cultivating multiple social connections, such as talking to family members, friends or contacting a depression support group. Seeking help doesn't depict you as weak or incapable of solving your problems, and doesn't make you a burden to the society. Taking to people face-to-face can help you learn various natural treatment methods such as therapies, exercising and dietary changes. In addition to seeking social support, you will need to embrace certain things to adequately deal with depression. Exercising. Doing regular exercises is very beneficial in combating depression as it improves the brain chemicals such as endorphins and serotonin. It also boosts the generation of new brain cells and neurotransmitters, in a similar manner as antidepressants. Exercising doesn't mean doing strenuous activities throughout the day, but simple things such as walking daily for 30 minutes. You can change the routine from 30 to 60 minutes of aerobic exercises daily for better results. Proper nutrition. You need to eat a well-balanced diet in small and regular meals throughout the day to ensure that your body has sufficient energy to combat mood swings. The best type of diet should be composed of complex carbohydrates as opposed to simple sugars. Other food varieties are known to improve the functioning of the brain, thereby increasing the levels of serotonin in the body. These include eggs, sour cherries, flaxseed oil, and healthy fats such as coconut oil and omega-3 fatty acids present in fish oil and avocados. Taking a diet rich in B vitamins such as B12 also has a similar effect in production of neurotransmitters like epinephrine, dopamine and serotonin. This vitamin is found in turkey, fish, shellfish, spinach, peppers and cheese. However, avoid the types of foods that suppress your mood, such as coffee, as caffeine affects the levels of serotonin in your brain. You also need to take adequate magnesium, as we have earlier seen. Magnesium is suitable for improving serotonin levels. You should also take more pumpkin seeds as they contain healthy fats, which are needed to boost your mood. The seeds also contain an amino acid known as L-tryptophan involved in the production of serotonin. You can get the benefit of pumpkin seeds by eating a cup of pumpkin seeds daily, after sprinkling with a little salt to add taste to the already delicious and nutty flavor. Herbs. Green tea. As earlier indicated, green tea contains L-theanine, which works to boost your mood. It has psychoactive properties that allow it to cross the blood-brain barrier. This substance is good at reducing the stress levels as well as improving the levels of other neurotransmitters such as dopamine. You only need to take a green tea bag added to a cup of hot water every morning. Street John's wort. This is an effective herb that has been used to treat a number of nervous disorders such as depression, as it contains an active ingredient known as hypersin. This substance is good for the functionality of neurotransmitters, and doesn't have side effects. You need about 300 milligrams of this herb extract taken about 3 times a day. Therapy. Therapies are done at different levels from individual to group level. Individual, this level just involves you and your therapist. Group therapy, it can be done to 2 or more people where you openly share your experiences with other people. You can learn from different people and be motivated that other people still have similar experiences. Family therapy, your therapist may recommend this type of therapy since your family is part of your suffering. In such a case, you're supported in coping with life challenges or depression symptoms. Marital/couples therapy, it's applicable when you're married, and can help you or your spouse to deal with the causes of depression and find suitable treatments for depression. You stand to learn how changing your behaviors or communication strategies can help in combating depression symptom. Psychotherapy. Also known as talk therapy, this is an effective method to treat clinical depression. This technique assists you to develop better strategies to cope with ordinary stresses of life. During this therapy, you just talk to your therapist on your depression symptoms or feelings. The therapist then teaches you to address the trigger agents. Some of these triggers may be resultant from chemical imbalances from your brain or heredity matters. Adopting this therapy technique can be beneficial in a number of ways. Teaches you how to speak out to other people to express your feelings. Teaches you a new perspective concerning your stresses such as problems in family or job. Helps minimize the level of stress in your life. Regulates your depression symptoms to control the depression levels. Modifies your way of thinking, eliminating the negative thoughts that directly trigger depression. Helps you restore your sense of control and pleasure in life. Interpersonal therapy, this is mainly based on how you relate with other people, which in turn plays a role in depression. You learn how to develop and maintain healthy behaviors that can help solve depression. Psychodynamic therapy. This technique is a traditional method that therapists use to identify various motivations or behavior patterns that contributes to depression without your knowledge. This may include traumatic experiences during your childhood. Chapter 8: How to Handle Panic Attacks. A panic attack can be defined as a sudden rush of physical symptoms, such as nausea, muscle spasms, and shortness of breath. These signs are normally accompanied with a sense of impending doom and uncontrollable anxiety. Handling of panic attacks is basically founded on having knowledge about the attacks, which help you to gain control of the problem. The first step would be accepting your condition and talking to your friends or a doctor. A doctor can help you realize your health status, which is important in eliminating fears that you could be dying or facing other doom. Furthermore, your doctor can help you to learn the difference between serious panic disorders and the occasional panic attacks. You can also learn whether the panic attack is related to genetics or other trigger factors that include lactose sensitivity or thyroid disorder. Let us see how you can deal with a panic attack, as it plays an instrumental role in your ability to deal with anxiety. Step 1: Recognize the symptoms of a panic attack. Being accustomed to the signs and symptoms of this condition can assist in controlling the occurrence of the attack. Some of the symptoms exhibited by panic attacks may resemble other conditions such as allergic reactions or heart attack. The most common symptoms of panic attacks include muscle spasms, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, chest pain and heartburn, hot flashes or sudden chills, shaking and sweating, fatigue and weakness, nausea and choking sensations, constant fear of doom, dizziness and lightheadedness, anxiety of death or serious illness. Step 2: Understand your body. A panic attack is actually your body's response to fear, be it conscious or unconscious, and brought about by factors such as anxiety or self-defeating visualization. Traumatic effects may cause anxiety. If you have self-defeating visualization, you face fear that you might lose control of a situation, which means that you may view the situation as risky, resulting to the secretion of excess adrenaline in your body, which in turn triggers the attacks. Knowing how the body together with the mind function during such occasions may assist you to adopt a better response mechanism to fearful situations. To respond to panic, your body may do various things, such as, the body becomes alert, as the brain sends impulses or messages to your body to help combat looming danger. The body gets ready by preparing for pseudo-emergency. Such preparedness results into quicker heartbeat rate, eyes dilating or muscles becoming tense. The body is persistently stuck. Sometimes, your body may remain stuck on the fearful thoughts instead of reacting. Thus, you are unable to respond and remain helpless about your fear. Rapid breathing. At the time of a panic attack, you experience rapid breathing so as to allow your body absorb oxygen more quickly, as a way to prepare for action. In this process, your lungs exhale much more carbon dioxide from cell processes, reducing its levels in the blood. This drop in levels of carbon dioxide can result into more panic attacks, in addition to heavy breathing. Step 3: Relax your breathing and muscles. If you sense that an attack is looming, you can use a few relaxation and breathing techniques to assist you regulate your response. A breathing technique can be practiced for just 10 minutes for twice a day, to reduce the frequency and impacts of panic attacks. To practice the breathing exercises, you can follow these guidelines. Relax your breathing. Position one of your hands on the upper chest, and the other over the diaphragm. Take a deep but slow breath through the nose, while counting 1 to 5. Ensure the hand on the chest is still, while you position the other hand over the diaphragm, and should rise with your breathing. After counting 1 to 5, now exhale slowly through the nose at a constant rate. This counting and hand positions can assist you to focus, which in turn allow you calm down. You should continue with the breathing exercises until you feel fully relaxed. Relax your muscles. You should look for a comfortable position to sit or lie down. Now keep your eyes closed and start to concentrate on your toes. Curl the toes under quite tight, and count 1 to 5. Keep squeezing the muscles together very hard, and then relax. Concentrate on your feet. Contract all your feet muscles tightly while counting 1 to 5, and then relax. Continue with the relaxation technique up the body. Just relax, ensuring you isolate each of the muscle groups. This includes fingers, hands, chest, and thighs all the way up to your face. You should feel relaxation and calmness by the time you finish with the technique. Other methods of dealing with fear include exercising, contacting a therapist and joining a support group. Chapter 9, Social Anxiety Disorder. Also known as social phobia, social anxiety disorder can be described as having constant fear concerning social affairs and being among people. As opposed to shyness, this disorder can result into overwhelming or intense fear over ordinary activities. It can result to disruption of normal life, lowering of quality of life, breaking social relationships and lowering performance in school or work. Social phobia disorder normally starts during adolescence and is more common among women. The most common signs of this disorder include having problems such as meeting strangers, talking to authority figures, talking in groups, starting conversations, speaking on the telephone, avoiding eye contact, fearing being criticized. Treating social anxiety disorder in adults. One of the different effective ways of treating social anxiety disorder is use of cognitive behavioral therapy with the help of a therapist. Other types of therapy that are effective include exposure therapy, where you are exposed by the therapy to experience what you are most afraid of in a safe environment, and you then realize that there is really no reason for your fear. Then, your counselor may suggest that you go to a public place and communicate, eat or carry out other social activity without fear. Practicing in different situations. The first step is to identify those situations that result into anxiety, and then start to practice social activities in a gradual approach. You should initially start with small steps that you can bear, such as calling a friend to make various plans, eating in the company of a close relative, a friend or a spouse in a public setting, getting directions from a stranger, requesting a retail clerk to help in looking for an item, making eye contact as you greet other people, showing interest in other people. You should do this by seeking information about their home, children or hobbies. Preparing for social situations. You can do this by regularly visiting those places that cause your social phobia. This can help you to reinforce or build your coping skills. Various strategies can help you, such as practicing relaxation exercises such as the ones suggested above, focusing on individual qualities you like about yourself, having ways to prepare for conversations, such as reading a book to get stories to narrate, avoiding taking alcohol which causes nervousness, remaining confident that difficult situations comes and pass. NLP. This technique can help you reprogram your mind such that it gets rid of any triggers that make you feel anxious. It works on literally any form of anxiety disorder. However, it is best to seek professional help on how to go about it if you are a beginner in NLP. You will be amazed by the effectiveness of the technique in getting rid of triggers. Hypnosis. Just like meditation, hypnosis works magic in dealing with anxiety disorders. You just need to know how to enter into the hypnotic state. As a beginner, you can try guided hypnosis to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve in getting rid of different forms of anxiety. Conclusion. Thank you again for downloading this book. I hope this book was able to help you to know how to know whether you have a particular anxiety disorder as well as the causes of the disorder. With this information, you can make use of the strategies outlined in this book to cure anxiety disorder and depression forever. Should you find this book extremely of help, sharing it with your friends and loved ones will be greatly valued. I'm a self-published independent author. If you liked my book, a positive review with some feedback on Amazon would be a great help for me. Click here to review, and thanks in advance for any kind of support. Thank you and good luck. Sandra. Would you like to know more? Do you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks while shopping, driving or at work? Great, to click here to get free audio to end anxiety and panic attacks fast. Or simply go to my website here, http://projecteaserlife.com/end-anxiety. Bonus preview of my other book, The Depression Cure. Self-help tips. You could also be doing other subtle things that could be contributing to your depression. As such, you should know what these are and how to avoid them, or at least change your routine or attitude to avoid increasing your chances of being depressed. Avoid waiting for too long before getting diagnosed or treated, as doing this worsens the condition. Ensure you are physically fit, by exercising and remaining active. You can do this by swimming, gardening, jogging, walking, or taking up other pleasurable activities. Ensure that you set realistic goals that are achievable. Frustrations due to inability to achieve goals is recipe for depression. When doing complex tasks, try to break them into manageable units, make a priority list, and then do what you can manage. Avoid procrastination and multitasking as well. Structure your time by making daily tasks and sticky notes to serve as reminders. You can use other planners or alarms to stay organized. Allow some time with friends or relatives to avoid living in isolation. Do not have too high expectations of your mood improving overnight, as every process brings gradual changes. Consider postponing important changes until you feel better. These could include changing jobs, getting married or divorced. Concentrate on positive thinking that can improve and replace the negative thinking, to make the healing process easier. Learn more about depression to avoid getting back into similar experiences. You should motivate your family to be conversant with the condition to help them understand you while they offer support. Ensure you get plenty of sleep. Contact your doctor if you have sleeping problems, or try some self-help remedies for insomnia. Make a journal to evaluate your daily experiences after following specific treatment or therapy. You can freely express your emotions, anger, pain, or improvements in this journal. Read self-help books from reputable readers, through recommendations from friends or your doctor. The internet is also full of information, so don't be lazy to read about inspiring stories of people. Locate helpful organizations that can help in improving your experience, counseling, offering training, or other resources that you may need. Such helpful organizations include religious or employee-assist establishments specializing in mental health concerns. Learn various ways of relaxing or managing your stress levels, by practicing techniques such as yoga, meditation, tai chi, or progressive muscle relaxation. Stick to your treatment plan, ensuring that you attend all appointments or psychotherapy sessions. Failure to do so may result into repeated episodes of depression, or related withdrawal symptoms. Do not evade responsibilities even if you feel withdrawn from the society. Try to get involved by doing daily chores both at home and at work. Being responsible can act as your sense of accomplishment. If not busy at all, consider doing volunteer work. Do something new. A change in your lifestyle can make a difference, be it taking a walk, going to a museum, reading a book, or taking a language class. Changes can increase the level of dopamine, a brain chemical that contributes to pleasure, enjoyment, and learning. Click here to check out the rest of the Depression Cure, Depression Self-Help Workbook, Cure and Free Yourself from Depression Naturally and for Life on Amazon. Or go to http://bit.ly/depressioncureebook. Check out my other books.